some reason it was muted. Can we hear me now? For some reason it was there muted. We go. I think. Why don't you say something, Shane? Yeah, I think it's going. No, I don't hear Shane. All right, let's try it like this.
Need to mute the YouTube so I don't hear you guys quite. All right, Brian can hear us.
Can you hear him? Can you hear everybody? All right, I think that's working now. Let's do that. All right, good. I think we're good to go. Thank you for joining us. Sorry about that. It's new software that I'm playing around with. I grew tired of the OBS, so I'm shopping around for new software. We'll see if StreamYard is going to be the software or not. But anyway. So yeah, we were just talking about landmarks and what we think's going to go on there. Like I'm in DC, and that is like it's like the mecca of different landmarks, and I'm just really unsure if it's going to be possible for me to get any landmarks in the city in which I am mayor of, and I really wish they made it a location-based thing, like you had to be there. I could understand if they made it like a 3-day period where you could kind of like bid on it and then purchase, be there for the bid. But since it's basically allowing anybody anywhere to participate in the bidding process, as far as we know, it's going to be really hard for me to outbid a whale on my home turf.
From Atlas Earth's point of view, I can completely understand it. It opens up competition. It gets the big whales spending their Atlas bucks on landmark.
But isn't the whole point of the game to be localized, right? It's supposed to be for the people that are in that area, right? That's why they don't allow like the GPS spoofing, right? I know. I don't want you to talk in any official capacity or anything like that, but that was my understanding, is that it's supposed to be a localized thing.
Thinking back to the AMA, Sami mentioned that he wanted to make landmark something not just for whales, and that he wanted to make it to where people like me and you and even smaller players could actually have a realistic shot at going after. So maybe there's going to be some different tiers. It sounds like to me they're bringing in a token.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to purchase this token first in order to even bid, which confused me when Sami mentioned that. That took me completely by surprise, because Manning used to tell us over and over and over how they didn't want to start like a second currency, like for diamonds, for example. Diamonds were what they were, didn't want to. Then Sami mentioned this token that you have to get in order to be able to bid on landmark. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I mean, I'm sitting here I'm in Iowa, so I have very few landmarks. My hope is to maybe get Kinnick Stadium, which, if it's the only landmark in the state of Iowa, that'll probably go for a lot as well.
Well, only because of severe lack of options in your state, right? But
yeah,
like I said, my backyard is DC, more or less, right? So you can't throw a stone around there without hitting 4 landmarks, right? They literally dot the entire city.
So, like the big main ones, White House, government building,
Washington monuments, the memorials.
Yeah.
Some of the bigger memorials are, yeah.
Those will probably be off limits to you, but you have a chance, since there are so many really good landmarks, of landing a decent one.
But I'm governor of DC. I want my I want the White House or something, right? I could
then pony up, buddy. Pony up.
Well, I need, this is what I'm saying. I need better clarity on what they're going to be doing with the with this token that they introduced, right? And that caught me completely off guard too when he mentioned that, right?
Me too.
What they're doing with it, how do we get it? Is it only because you're paying, or are there other ways to earn these tokens? What else can I do? What's involved here? So I need a better understanding of that, and we're looking at that by the end of the year ish. So I need to know if I'm saving money or not. Yeah, because like I'm doing like Atlas Earth now pretty much as a Atlas Earth pays for Atlas Earth for me. We're past the day where I'm putting any personal money into the game. And we are just kind of taking, or I am just kind of taking the money that I am earning from the land, from the rent, and I'm using that now to pay for my Explorers Club, my ladder, everything. Right. So I'm net positive in this game, and I will remain net positive, and I'm not going to spend additional money on things like landmarks that is going to put me into the negative. Right. This game is going to be cash flow positive for me, always.
So Dooman asked, what do you guys think about Caden coming back? Will you guys continue to use it, if at all?
It's a good
First,
question.
Let me just say, I just went in and discovered that.
No.
So
1/10 of the payouts. No. Absolutely not. No.
all right. So
Sorry.
let's see what Pharaoh thinks.
So I feel like Pharaoh's response to UE was a little weak, and he made it weaker with his apology, but that's just me.
Interesting. Why do you feel that it was weak? Please explain, Idiocracy historian. Right. So the response was what it needed to be. It answered the question of of upper echelons, criticisms. Some of his criticisms are legit, but we don't think. But I don't think upper echelon was genuine in his analysis, though. Right? I don't think he did the math in a way that a person would play it, right? Because you're not going to sit at one parcel forever. That's not a way to play the game, right? You get more through various different ways of getting Atlas bucks, and that's what in the end run is going to make it a cost effective. You could ignore the ad watching all you want, and still get money from the game, right? Through the various different, like, take a survey or do an Atlas Arcade thing or whatever. There's still plenty of other ways to do that.
Going back to the Caden thing, just Pharaoh, if you will, I'm going to just to keep checking it out, only because I've already got the dang thing set up. Yeah. And I went back in there today and just figured out just how much they nerfed that thing.
They did nerf it.
But if it's just going to sit there in my background and take up a little phone space, I might keep it. I'm going to check back in 3 months, look and see if it's something worth cashing out. Mm-hmm. If it's little to no effort, maybe.
Yeah, it's certainly gone down in value.
Now, it is impossible to cash out with their current terms.
What do you mean?
They need a minimum of $45 to cash out. That's now 450,000 points. You cannot get 450,000 points right now.
Yeah, it would take a long time.
And you have a 6-month time
limit.
Have fun.
Oh, well, they must be coming out with some other terms then, because that doesn't make any sense.
Or they're coming out with new ways to earn more points or something, right? I do agree that this is unfinished.
Or this whole relaunch thing was a mistake from the start.
Well, it was a mistake in the fact that they just kind of shut down the servers one day and didn't tell anybody it was coming.
Right.
My guess is maybe funding dried up real quick, and they had to take drastic action.
I thought it paid a little too well
It
for the
did.
data that they were collecting.
It did.
So if they're not making any money, it makes sense that they are chucking it.
Yeah.
So,
But I agree with you, Shane. I'm just gonna let it sit and see what happens. Let it ride. I should have cashed out. In fact, I had gone into cash out when I found out all of a sudden that the that I couldn't log in. It was about that time for me to get my like cash out every 3 months ish, and so I'd gone in to do it, and I couldn't do it. So now what
but
was
to
like
start
worth
this app from fresh, probably not. I probably wouldn't do it at all. And nor am I going to recommend this app.
not anymore.
Not in its current state. So I'm only saying it because I've already done it and it's already there. So I'm thinking, all right, let it play out. I'm not losing anything by doing that. If the worst case scenario is what Barrel says and I'll never get anything out of it, then of course I'm just going to delete it and let it go. But at this point, why not just let it play out and see what happens?
Yeah, you're already invested in your time and effort, and there's really no more time and effort needed at this point. So I agree. I'm going to let it ride. We're going to see where it goes. If they come up with new ways of earning their points or whatever, then great. But that's not currently the case. So we'll just see where it ends up. I am disappointed with it. I I understand a nerf, but this is basically why bother coming back.
Exactly. So Newman asks, have you guys started using or trying out any new beer money apps websites in the last month or so? I'll let you guys handle that one.
So I'm not going to speak for Pharaoh right now, but we are kind of in a beer money drought right now. We went from a pretty good high to it's really tough right now. There aren't terribly many good new ones out there, and a lot of the ones that we have been nerfed pretty bad, unfortunately.
I was going to save this for another video, AJ, but
Yeah.
I am starting to look towards like a little bit more towards the borderline beer money side hustle apps now. I've actually been looking into like data annotation.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a few others, just those that are actually paying decently, and coming back with those for possible reviews down the line. So,
but like you said, those are more side hustle apps now than really beer money apps, right?
but it's currently hurting because advertising revenue is continuing to plummet due to due to perceived economical issues right now.
Well, I know that even data annotation just went on a huge purge of users in the last month or so. So you might find it difficult to even get any gigs from data annotation now.
Well, it's just a matter of just keep on looking at what these people are looking at and just working on doing those apps. I have looked a lot into the games portion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at but right now I'm looking more at semi-passive and things that actually pay coming up. So that's what we're going to be looking into next in the next part of Beer Money Reviews going forward, starting around August. So
stay tuned. Barrel will have more for you. So I will just to kind of go back to what AJ said a minute ago. There were a number of apps just like 3 or 4 months ago while we were doing the Beer Money Mania that we were all excited about. Frisbee is an example. That was one where this looked like that was going to pay out $20-30 a month just from farming the ads on it and receipt thing and stuff like that. They pretty much chucked the ad part of it. And now they just recently came back within like the last week where you can now, in fact, I'm doing one right now. You can now go into Frisbee and do like 3 ads at a time. And they give you like 3 ads like every 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, you got to keep coming back in for them.
So it's interesting to see that whole ad revenue thing, like what Farrell just mentioned, is kind of going to crap. Well, that impacted these beer money apps that we were just speaking really highly of just a few months ago.
It's very volatile, right? Right. We're going to see highs and lows in the beer money apps, and that's really why you should stay connected to a community that talks about this stuff all the time, because we're constantly trying to look and see what's the next best thing, what's the next thing that we should add in to it all, right? So like right now, I am checking out an app called Pawns.app. That's a new one I'm looking at right now. You know, I'm still a little iffy on if it's worth it or not. So I'll get back to people about that soon. But yeah, there are new ones coming through. Are they worth it? It's still TBD. I don't know yet. But we're trying. We're looking.
So good question, Dooman. I do have to say on my end, I focus more on the social. Can I say that here or not?
I don't care. Say whatever you want. I don't care.
Okay, well, because I don't know if we could talk social casinos on YouTube.
Oh, I'm not monetized, so I don't give a crap. Yeah, go ahead. I don't give a crap.
A little extra money here and there, taking advantage of some really good offers. That's where I've turned my attention to.
I feel like they're being nerfed too, though. Right? A lot.
Oh, they will. Once you start making too much money off them, yeah, they'll nerf too.
Even the intro ones are being nerfed.
Like a never-ending supply of them,
though. Well, what I'm saying is even like the intro offers now for a lot of these are getting nerfed. They're not what they used to be.
Nope. So, idiocy historian, let's listen to Pharaoh go off. He suggests that you go back to Upland.
Yeah.
Pharaoh, go.
Why?
Yeah, why? He says it's doing really well. Or something, I don't know.
Yeah, he said they're doing great right now.
Really? Well, let me go log in. Let's see. Hang on.
If Upland's the definition of going great,
I just think Pharaoh's in just too good of a mood, man. But we need to get that rant out of him, though. But keep him coming, idiocy historian. Keep him coming. Let's see if we can get him going.
Standards have dropped late. I guess if we're being comparative to other beer money apps right now, I mean, you might have an argument. I don't know. I still think no, Upland is not worth the time.
Well, I mean,
nope, still
going back to Atlas Earth, that is the one app where we've seen consistent growth without nerfing, even on the ad side of it. Unless you're an international player,
but it was never nerfed there. The only nerf was the Atlas. It was the game payout. I guess if you call that a nerf, I call it more of a readjusting to reality. But I mean, that would be the only thing I could think of as a nerf that Atlas Earth has done. They've only added to the app.
Okay, so the Sparklet, as of mid-April, has actually gone up about 5% from 0.013 to 0.015.
So it goes from crap to slightly smelly crap? I don't know, less smelly crap? I don't know. That's horrible.
No,
it's a drop.
Yeah, it's still like close to a 95% drop from the initial offer.
Yeah, it's not even close. It's not even close to what it once was. All right. And Dooman asks,
Here's a good question for both of you.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, because this is what you and Farrell should answer. Which do you guys think has better value, Atlas Earth Challenge Pass or Explorers Club? I know you guys got the numbers on this.
Sure. Look, per value of Atlas Buck received, the Challenge Pass is best. However, with Challenge Pass, it does require you to do a whole bunch of activities in the game. So it requires a little bit more involvement, right? Whether it be from doing all the mini games to hit the minimums, or doing a survey, or downloading an arcade game, or actually, Shane, that reminds me, we need the arcade games with the challenge ladder. The Atlas apps don't count as Atlas Arcade. So I found that out through doing it, and I'm like, well, okay, then I'm guessing they're going to probably add that in probably next month, maybe do an Atlas app type of thing, or at least let them count for both.
That would make sense, because they're going to want to pump their new feature. So.
Yeah, I would think so. all that to say is like, look, the better value is the challenge pass, the challenge ladder pass. However, it requires a lot more involvement. If you want a little more, just log in once a day, get your Atlas buck value from it, then just the Explorers Club is still better than most anything except the $100,000 pack on the web app value for Atlas buck. Do you agree, disagree there, Pharaoh? Anything else?
Challenge pass up to 12 milestones. 12 milestones or more. It's a better value than Explorer Club. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal.
You're right. It's a separate offer wall. SLG Wolf, but it's the same company. The same company behind the arcade is behind Atlas Apps, so that's why we were kind of wondering if it would count towards the.
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't. I don't see why it shouldn't. Anyway. Cool. Atlas
doesn't pay anything. $19 to $25 a month isn't much when I see people making hundreds a month on Upland.
How much have they put in?
Who? Yeah. Who is making hundreds a month other than Freaky Man? Who? Freaky Man, Mental Healist, like my old sniper friends, probably, maybe. Who? Cryptic King, okay. Outside of them and like the biggest meta ventures there, who is making hundreds a month, dude? Who? Seriously.
Yeah, well, I can give you at least about 400 to 500 people in Atlas Earth that are making more than 100 a month now, right?
I'm up to 90 a month myself.
Yeah,
I've only been at it for 21 months.
Yeah, how many parcels you've got? Ish.
2,800.
2,800. So we'll say 3,000 is the more or less the line on where you're going to be, $100 a month, right?
I'm trying to see what's going on here with Upland. I'm going to see what's going on here. Apparently, they just had a Genesis month. And apparently, there's some new feature he's been hyping on me the last couple days. And I'm like, okay, what the hell? Hang on for a minute, guys.
You just sent Pharaoh off into research. But no, I mean,
$5 a month. Cool. Nice job.
I just did the math in the Discord server, in the Beer Money Network Discord server. I am making $63 a month right now from Atlas Earth when I subtract out the Explorers Club and the Challenge Ladder fees, right, for the month, right? And that would be even less if I went with the yearly pass, which I'll probably be doing in the next couple, probably next 2 months. I'll switch over to that. So my total cost. That'll be my total profit every month is probably going to reach up to $75 a month without me having to buy any more parcels. That's pretty good. And all I do is sit there and watch a couple of ads every day. Whatever.
$1,000 plus a month. Well, we've got a few in Atlas Earth making that too.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, how much money has this person that's making $1,000 a month put in, and let's compare it to how much the person in Atlas Earth has put in. I mean, let's straight up do the math.
You can make that kind of money in Upland.
Okay, look. This is no longer a debate. Atlas Earth is better than Upland, point blank. It is not even. It's not even for discussion anymore. Like it is not even. It's not even close. All right. The amount of effort you have to put in Atlas Earth versus the amount you have to put in Upland, the amount of skill you have to put with Upland versus Atlas Earth, the amount of money that gets back compared to it, and the stability, just hands down, Atlas Earth beats Upland. It's not even a contest, all right? Don't even waste my time with that argument, man. Seriously.
So Pharaoh's going to tell us how he really feels again.
We're getting him there.
I'm
coming, man.
He's getting worked up in the middle of the day, yeah.
Yes. And this is after he just got some awesome news.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been in the middle of doing like a tutorial and training and all this other stuff, and I'm hearing stupid questions. So.
He was in a wonderful mood.
Oh, I'm in a great mood. I'm in an awesome mood. That's not the issue. I just won't entertain stupid questions. I'm not. Atlas Earth is better than Upland. Atlas Earth is better than Upland for all kinds of players, hands down, unless you're a salesman. Maybe then it might be better to go to Upland. If you know how to do that stuff. Outside of that, no, Atlas Earth absolutely is the better choice. It's not even close, dude. Like seriously, don't even. This isn't even up for entertainment. I can't even use it for entertainment purposes. This is ridiculous. It's not even a contest, man. Seriously.
Let's shift it over to AJ. How much are you averaging on Natix? Human wants to
know. I'm looking it up right now. Give me a second. Although I'm enjoying this.
Natix, I use it as well. And I don't drive a whole lot, but when I do, I usually drive like a pretty good distance, like I'm on vacation or something. I think I penciled this out. I'm making about $10 to $15 per month on average with Natix. But I haven't cashed anything out. I've been letting it hold, sit, because I think there's some perks to leaving it in there.
Right. So I've been with them a little bit longer than you have, and I'm usually at the top 100 or 150 in Natix every month, easy. I've made a total of $400 with them so far, which is pretty decent. All right. And I haven't nearly cashed out everything. I hodl a lot inside the app because I get some good returns on the hodl in the app. So yeah, I am. I've made plenty and plenty more to go.
And what I like about it is I know that $10 to $15 per month doesn't sound like a lot, and even AJ's number doesn't sound like a lot when you think about how much that he drives compared to me. Keep in mind, this is real easy stuff. All I had to do, I went out and bought myself $10 thing for my rear view mirror to hang a spare phone from, and it just all I had to do is log into it, put it up there, and away I go. It's
okay. Okay, I tell you what. I'm actually after doing some research, I'm going to say something positive about Upland. All right.
Everyone, hold your breath right now. All right. This is something a long time coming. All right, Pharaoh.
So the positive thing I'm noticing is that and this is just from oversight here because I haven't seen Upland like almost a year at this point. They are starting to simulate actually simulate real life with like politics and like residencies and stuff like that, and actually trying to build like almost like a second life in a way, just a second life from like overhead and stuff with your houses and stuff like that. I will say that's actually kind of cool. That being it is, because if they're building like, a more complicated version of Second Life with like a full-on reality built and all that with their own little augmentations on it, hey, you know what? That's actually pretty cool. That being said, that is not profitable. Not even close. All right? This is not a place to make money. They've turned into something that Bronze Dragon Gaming might want to be a part of and just put some money into. This is not an investment anymore at all. It never was an investment, but if you're thinking about you're investing into this, you're not. All right? This is going to be similar to what you do with like EVE Online, other places. That's what they're turning into. A hyper-casual app that's basically just a money drain. But hey, if you want to get ahead there and put money into it, more power to you.
Look,
in my opinion, it's a waste of time. So, but I will give them credit on taking steps now towards their vision, this new vision of creating like hyper reality in a way. So, kudos to them for that. But I'm still giving a red rating because it is not profitable at all for the average person.
Right.
All right. That's my piece.
Right. Well, this is where I'm going to slightly disagree with you. You called it hyper casual. I don't call it even remotely casual. Like,
okay. So the reason why
it is not newbie friendly at all.
That's what X1 the Gamer and like others had been talking about, like in this one conference that was there a few years ago, AJ. That's why this is kind of the steps that they were taking to get to that point, and they're finally starting to get there. So that's what I was talking about.
Still incredibly difficult for a person that is new to Upland to figure out what the hell they're doing. It's not casual at all. You need someone to walk it through with you. It's not casual at all.
I think that's what this.
Try it. Just to go through the experience, I can share it.
Yeah,
I've never done Upland.
I think that this was like this kind of like they're trying to build toward this sim life thing. So they're basically what they're doing is they're taking 5 cities and they're going to vote for a mayor of city. Apparently it's just a prestige position. It's not so much one of like power or anything. I don't know what they're supposed to do, but they're trying to build something like towards this kind of like sort of reality kind of thing, like augmented reality, their own sort of version of augmented reality. There's other things that they have too that I have no idea. There's a lot more layer 2 apps than I last seen. But like I'm looking at my Upland screen right now. This is the first time I've logged in like several months, and holy smokes, there are so many NFTs here, dude. Oh my god. What the hell is going on?
Well, NFTs, how do they make their money? So
I'm aware, but it's like I thought it was bad when I left. Like this is.
Yeah, I still won't call it hyper casual. I can. Well, all you're describing,
10 cents.
It sounds
Chocolate.
like they are just trying to make like a really bad version of the Oasis, right, from Ready Player One.
That's what it's. Yeah, basically that's probably what we're looking at. Yeah,
but it's so not that.
Passes. Oh my god! But it's like every time I turn around, I see something here, and it's another NFT on sale of some sort in their Medium. Oh, by the way, they moved all their stuff to Medium. They don't even have a website anymore. So.
Oh, you can't access their website anymore.
You can access their website, but like all their updates and everything are on Medium, which makes no sense. But that's beside the point.
They probably got a deal from somebody somewhere. Who knows? Backroom deal.
So I think I've got around $3,000, maybe $4,000 into Atlas Earth. If I would have taken that money and put it into Upland, would I be making $90 a month?
No.
Wait, you put that much money in, Shane? Did we lose Shane?
Yeah, I think so.
There we go.
If I count all the Explorers Club, the Challenge Pass, I was buying some parcels at one point.
Well, I just did
bought some 80 packs.
I just did the math on the amount of money that I put in, including the money I put in before, when purchasing Atlas Bucks was the only way to get Atlas Bucks, right? And even the Explorers Club and the Challenge Ladder, and I'm not even half that. That's crazy to me.
I'm a bad spender then. I'm just asking the question. I mean, what would that do for me in Upland?
3,000?
Right now I'm making $90 a month. If I were to put $4,000 into Upland, would I be making $90 a month or more?
No, unless you can convince someone else to give you that $90 a month off your properties.
Right. And this was the problem that I have with Upland over Atlas Earth, right? In Upland, for someone to make money, someone else has to lose that money, right? It's coming from somebody else, right? Unlike Atlas Earth money, it's coming from advertisements and things like that. That's not where the Upland money comes from. It comes from selling either Sparklet or selling your properties. That's really it. So somebody has to buy that with real world money. For me to win, you have to lose. Not in Atlas Earth, right? Okay. In Atlas Earth, we can all win. Some of us can win better than others, but a parcel is a parcel is a parcel, right? You still make that same rent for that rarity in any place you buy that parcel. That's it.
And IH one more thing too. Don't talk about Earth 2 either.
I never jumped into Earth 2.
To me, if you're going to put money into a game between Upland and Atlas Earth makes way more sense because no one else is losing.
It's a simpler path. It's an easier way to do so. Just pure. If you're going to put in, you'll at least actually get your money back without having to do anything because everything's automatic and built in. Whereas with Upland, you have to sell your properties in order to get that money back. They are not built on trying to make money anymore. They are built on trying to build this virtual kind of Second Life like a kind of world. That's what they're focused on. They're not focused on trying to mint millionaires as these Web3 apps talk about. which is a complete joke, by the way.
Yeah.
So
no, but if you saw some of the earlier interviews with like Bo and all from Atlas Earth, right? He said that the reasons that he wanted to build this app in the first place is because he wanted to help people early on just to make a couple extra bucks, right? We're all tough. So the app was built with the idea that we could all make some money, right? One way or another. And I don't think that's a foundational statement for Upland.
no, it's. I mean, they just want to build a virtual world.
Yeah,
that's all they want to do. So let them. They're doing an okay job in that, by the way. It's not that terrible, but they're also having other users build that world for them with their layer 2 projects as well. So there's also that.
The gameplay is incredibly confusing to people, though. It's very confusing.
Well, I'm not going to show people how to play this. I even tried on stream to show people how it works, and people are like, "This is boring. Can we do something else?" And like my number of watchers went from, like, I am not joking, it went from 24 that day to 9. And then when I went back and did something else that was like pre-cash related, it bumped back up to 18.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so I'm wrong. I'm not even at 2,500 yet. So.
Okay, good. Yeah.
And that's it. And that's if I even count like that big old merch deal that I did just for Atlas bucks. And now I've got a bunch of Atlas shirts and crap.
I don't count outside purchases for that. No, you're good, Shane. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel bad about that at all. I was trying to figure out the math.
I don't care. I'm having fun with it.
Yeah,
I'm not looking at this as an investment at all. I look at it as a game, and I'm having fun building my account. So it's way less than what I used to spend on games, which I don't do anymore.
Well, I mean,
I'm getting something back for it too.
Exactly. So, it's good for you. I think, look, if you're going to spend money in a game, at least do one that's going to do some sort of return. And that's what we got here.
Look, I don't mean to get that fired up about it. It's just I'm just kind of tired of answering that question from people who, I get it. I still have like people who are like in the Upland community still DMing me and all that. Be like, oh, come back. I'm just getting tired of it. All right. I'm genuinely getting tired of it. Like you want the choice has been made clear for a couple years now, and it only keeps getting worse each day for them. Atlas Earth is better than Upland, point blank. There is no more arguments now in Upland's favor outside of they build a prettier world. And
pretty is nice.
Honestly, even that can be left up to argument, honestly. That's my piece.
Yeah,
So do you guys have any phone farm-esque apps, websites that you use where you just let it run 24/7? He mentions that he lets coin run every day.
Well, you know how I feel about coin, right?
Yeah, you love it.
I used to love it. I used to love it very much until they showed their true colors to multiple people, not just myself. People that weren't breaking any terms of service or anything, they just started banning people that were profitable, basically, is how it worked. If you found a way to be profitable in the app, they got rid of you. They then just dropped you because it's in the term of service. They can drop you for whatever reason they feel like. They don't need a reason. They can just drop you, which we should say is also in the Atlas Earth terms of service. So play smart.
Yeah.
So play smart. Don't leave that money there unless you're willing to gamble, right? Let's just say that, right? If you have the option to cash out, right? If you're worried about that. Coin was a whole different thing. I was playing by all the rules. I didn't do anything wrong. Yet they still banned me. We're going to get on this on my Patreon here real soon.
And this is the other thing too with Atlas Earth that I think people don't realize, that for an app of its kind, they are surprisingly very transparent about what they do, and you have to commend them for that.
Yeah, I fully agree. Like when it comes to some of these beer money apps, like we get sometimes frustrated that there isn't more communication, but let's be real honest. Like they are doing a lot of communication for what they are, right? For when compared to Upland, Bridge. Bridge used to be very good at the communication, and then all of a sudden one day they just stopped.
But like just for its kind of sphere, you're looking at Upland, you're looking at Coin, you're looking at Earth 2. You know, and if you want to really expand out to the game sphere, look at other things like Goblin X. No longer exists, by the way. You know, it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious. Like there's a clear number one, and who's the most transparent, and who's the one that's not going to bullshit you, and that is Atlas Earth. It's not even close.
Yeah, kudos to them for that. And you know, we have a person here with us that helps communicate that message. And we're very appreciative of the work he does across the Discord and the Reddit. Yeah, thank you, Shane, for your part in helping communicate.
Thank you, and that's great that we get the pleasure of being able to sit down with the CEO of the company, Stami, and be able to just throw whatever questions we want at him. That you just don't see that in other apps. So if anybody hasn't had a chance to watch the AMA on Atlas Earth, you know, it's on the channel, the YouTube channel. Go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sami is point blank, brutally honest at times. When I almost think he really shouldn't be, but he is. He tells people just as it is, whether if you're an international player or a U.S. player. He commented on the cheating as well. He was point blank like, hey, you guys, if you're skipping those ads, we know about it. And we're gonna catch you, and you know, and he's brutally on, and I really appreciate that in Atlas Earth having that level of communication. And oh, by the way, there was a bunch of questions that I didn't get to that we're hoping to schedule another one with Sean soon within the next 2 or 3 weeks. So stay tuned on that. That'll be interesting as well.
Right, but to answer your question, Dooman, like. Honestly, there's not a great phone farming app right now. Usually, I'm just leaving it on like an idle miner app overnight now to run. You know, but that's really about it. There's really not a great one at the moment. Coin was unique in that
yesterday?
One. What's that?
Did you guys do fishing yesterday? Ashley wants to know.
Oh.
What do you think about the new redesign? I didn't play it. I hate fishing. I know you guys probably did.
I played it. I actually missed the first half hour of it because, you know, family duties and whatnot. But so the graphics, I've said it before and I'll say it again, are horrible. I hate the new graphics. I hate them. I think they are very childish, cartoony, and I hate them. However, I do like that they've redesigned where the scoring is in the on the fishing. They now have scoring at the top and the bottom of the screen so that you can see it the entire time, which was a problem in some of the apps or some of the games where I couldn't see the scoring as it was progressing because of the way that I was holding it with my hand. Like golf is one that drives me nuts because the opponent's scoring. I'm right-handed, so I'm holding my thumb over the swing button all the time, and I can't see the opponent's score. I have to go by that random bar across the top to see if I'm beating the person or not, and that's not very specific on how close the person is. You can kind of guess, oh, I'm maybe with 1 or 2 within where this other person is, but the scale changes as it goes on, so it's really hard sometimes. I can't see it. I do like the redesign. If they're going to do that for all of them, where they have the scoring at both the top and the bottom, good move on that particular feature. I like that. But the cartooniness, I hate.
Looks like to me, idiocy historian just wants to pick a fight.
He does. Yeah, fair. And
I'll answer that for Pharaoh. He is an AE homer. We all three of us are, and for good reasons. I think we're justified in being an Atlas Earth homer because it's an app that we're all enjoying.
Yeah.
For one, that has entertainment value,
mm-hmm.
and number two, it pays us something, and the effort we put into it, it's gonna give us something back, and you don't have to spend money. I choose to,
right?
Because I enjoy it, and I like. I don't mind spending money on entertainment if I'm being entertained.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is absolutely a homer. Like I said, very good reason.
So
I'm more neutral to positive, honestly. Be real with you guys. I'm more neutral to positive.
Yep.
But no, I mean, I just recommend to people, look, what are the best apps out there? And it's like, yeah, Atlas Earth is up there. Like, it is the best game play to earn app, and it is in the top 3 at probably 3, maybe number 1 now, as far as like just non-side hustle type apps out there.
So you can actually blame me for bringing bringing Pharaoh back over to Atlas Earth. He was all in on the upland side, right? Like, you were all in, right? And you were starting.
I was starting to sell out.
I was going to say you were starting getting
stuff.
frustrated at that point. I'm like, well, you should come back to Atlas Earth. They're starting to fire on all cylinders. You should come back and try that, right? Yeah, I get that you were starting to sell out and you were getting frustrated with the way things were going, and you had a substantial property earnings over there, where you're like, no, it's time to leave. And you made your money and you left, I think, at the right time. I might have argued maybe slightly earlier, but you came back over to Atlas Earth at the right time, because now you're making more there than you ever did over, well, monthly, I guess, than you did over in Upland, with a lot less effort. What
other things is he saying?
Something about Russell Envy. I don't know.
What about Russell Envy?
He's about to be the top treasure hunter in Upland. He's made more money than the average AE player. So you're going to count someone that is like top of the tier against the average AE player? Come on.
Yeah.
If you're gonna,
and do you know how much effort? Do you know how much effort Russell Envy? He's my Facebook friend, by the way. Do you know how much effort Russell Envy puts into treasure hunting in Upland? You have no idea. This guy puts a ton of effort, and he's done it over the last several years.
Yeah.
Okay, to become the top, and I don't think he's number 1 yet. There is a guy that's above him. He's probably number 2 still, as last I checked. But he is. This guy, he is like the equivalent of he's like the equivalent of what's his name? Okay, I forgot the guy's name, but basically he is one of the top players in Upland. Mm-hmm. Just period. Last I checked, he's one of the best players out there on Upland as far as pure skill. All right, and he loves that stuff. Treasure hunting's fun for him. Great. It's not fun for me. I don't have time anymore to spend 12 hours a day waiting for the next treasure.
The time the time commitment is crazy to me. Like,
and I understand it's similar to ads in that
no,
I really only have to wait until that 5-minute timer pops in, but you're constantly on edge all the time waiting for that next one. It is randomly happening. Atlas Earth ads are every 20 minutes. These treasure hunts are between 1 to 3 hours. Maybe, I don't know what the hell it's now, but it's like, it is completely random. You have to always be on edge waiting for the next competitive treasure hunt. And do you know how much you get for it? Do you want to know how much I got for a exclusive? That's an exclusive treasure hunt in Rutherford. You ready to hear this? Do you want to know what the top prize is? All right. 2,500. Is it 2,500 UPIX? Or let me see how much it is. I think it might be 5,000 UPIX. 5,000 UPIX, which today is like $1.
That's worth it.
Everyone's fighting and damn near driving themselves crazy hours a day for $1.
Scraps.
Every few hours.
Yep, scraps.
Now, I know there's more involved with it. I'm not going to pull an upper echelon here and pretend like this is all, that way. But if you look at the entire ecosystem of Upland versus the entire ecosystem of Atlas Earth, you just spend 3 hours each finding out the ecosystems. It is so clear as day which one is the better app. Mm-hmm. It is not even close.
Our top players don't have to do anything if they don't want to, other than watch a few ads for their booth. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, they're just kicking back and making the money. They don't have to go on treasure hunts or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Like, and you want to talk top player versus top player, all right? Abdullah 86 SA spent what, $2 million in Upland? How much is he making out of it right now? I guarantee you, he's probably not making even $1,000 a month right now, unless he's not. Is he even selling? I don't even know.
Who's buying?
Compare that to Shaman 15. who hasn't even spent 1/7 that amount yet, and is making $3,000-4,000 a month. Miss me with that shit, please.
Again, Pharaoh has a hard time saying his true opinion, so we'll maybe wrestle that out of him eventually.
Oh, very funny. No, I'm tired of the same old questions. I'm tired of people telling me I need to come back to Upland. Look, Russell, hey, great for him. He enjoys treasure hunting. It's something that he loves. And you know what? If you enjoy something that you love, then it doesn't matter what that value is. Then yes, for him, absolutely, stay in Upland. Go have fun with treasure hunting. That's your fun. Hey, if I could have fun treasure hunting, don't you think I'd be staying in Upland too?
Sherry,
but if you're looking out here for pure comparison of what pays more, and you're going to waste my time asking me which one is a better choice, Upland or Atlas Earth, and you're not a complete newbie, you know, we have talked for years about this. Quit it, will you? Seriously.
I think somebody's just pressing Pharaoh's buttons now.
Gary, I completely agree. I love sassy Pharaoh as
we
well.
do too. Yeah.
This makes good entertainment. So keep them coming, IH.
We all love sassy Pharaoh. Oh man. No. So yeah, I you know, look, Upland's not for the casual player. Upland's not for the Upland just doesn't make financial sense, right? If we're looking at it for straight up money, but entertainment, money, ease, Atlas Earth just wins across the board. And you know what doesn't win? Or should we talk about this? You know what doesn't win? Honeygain. That doesn't win. And that is...
Is he the guy that made that video?
I'll take Upland over Honeygain. Sure. I'll take Upland over Honeygain.
I might take a sharp stick to the eye over Honeygain.
You should look at the terms and conditions of that app.
Holy it's horrible.
Cow.
It's awful. And I can't believe someone that is supposed to be, quote unquote, for the people, is going to recommend such a piece of crap app like that. That to me right there basically negates any good that he might have done with other things. Is that was clearly a bad recommendation. It was a horrible recommendation. And now how many more people are going to make themselves susceptible to the bad practices of Honeygain because of that? It's awful. It's awful. He should feel bad about that.
Jerry said you won't be prosecuted for a sharp stick in the eye, but you might be if you use Honeygain. That's true.
That's why I prefer the sharp stick.
If people that use your what bandwidth or illegal activity, yeah, you're responsible for that, and it says that right in there in terms of conditions. So I don't know why you would ever want to recommend that and send your subscribers there. If one of them was to get in trouble, what are they going to say? Hey, I found out from this guy.
Yeah, but he's not going to take responsibility if you guys get into trouble for taking his recommendation. Look, with recommending of Atlas Earth, you are not going to do anything that could get you in legal trouble. I don't know a single thing you can do in that app that could get you in legal trouble unless you do fraud. But you have to want to do that. With Honeygain, it is passively a chance to get yourself into legal trouble. Cool. That was fun. Any other questions or anything anybody has out there? I have about 20 some minutes left. Should have done an attack on... No. See, so Idiocracy Historian says he thinks that Pharaoh should have done more to attack upper echelons of reputation. And look, doing ad hominem attacks on people isn't going to resolve anything except get you into a flame war. I don't think that's a brilliant idea at all. Look, the idea of things that we do here with Beer Money Network and Beer Money Engine are not to cause wars. No, we're here to help people make a little extra money, and doing these flame wars ain't gonna help that.
I'm gonna be okay. So
it's not beneficial.
I felt like me just saying that I unsubscribed to him when I had already just kind of stopped watching his videos several months ago is enough of a statement.
Agreed.
And I don't need to go any further than that. Like, I wish him well. I'm sure he'll do fine, whatever he does. And if he responds to me, I'll respond back in the proper way. But I don't expect that he's going to respond back. If he does, fine. If he doesn't, fine too. Life goes on. I got stuff to do. That's all. I got stuff to do, and I have things to do with. Now I have 2 channels to run. So I'm working on that, and I'm more focused on my own life now than having to deal with like anything regarding the internet. I did that in a previous life. I don't have to do that anymore.
No, this is not a political arena, right? Not everything needs to be politics, right? We can really honestly just want to help people and do that. If he's going for straight up views, okay, maybe, but that's not the point here. The point is to help. Yeah. Whew.
Speaking of beer money,
yeah.
My goodness, my year to date, how much do you think? My year to date, personally.
From Beer Money apps in total?
Year to date.
Are we counting the social casinos, etc.?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay.
I count all that.
Okay. We're half the year through. We're halfway through the year. Oh no, let's go with maybe 4,500.
Ooh. Oh, I wish. No, I'm not that high.
Okay.
What do you think, Farrell? You know what number to stay under?
I'm sorry. What's the number? I'm sorry. What's the question? I had. I'm busy with my work.
How much do you think I've earned so far this year in beer money?
Ooh. And what was AG's guess?
Too high. No. He didn't hear. He didn't hear. So don't say.
Okay, let me think. 2,500.
That's relatively close. I'm at 2,853 for the year.
All right.
That just blows my mind. That's just free money, and you guys have been the ones to thank for that. I mean, you guys got me involved in this. Well, it'll be 2 years in October. It'll be 2 years that I've been, following you guys and watching your videos, Pharaoh, and talking to you, AJ. You got me into some of the stuff that I'm using now. It's just you guys' system work, and you guys are like what you guys just said. You're here to help people make a little extra money. I'm living proof of that. I mean, I've done it.
Oh, I appreciate it, and we don't really get, and I don't really get anything from it. Pharaoh's got his channel that he gets a fair bit of a little bit of income from, but for the most part, we're doing this just because, right? Because it's an area that there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of empty promises that we want to help people navigate that through and make money. I mean, sometimes I'll get a referral, sometimes not, but who cares, right? Just come to me. I'll give you my honest opinion. Yeah, I'll give you my honest opinion on anything. Just because, like, if I make something from it, great. If not, even great. Like, very rarely do I make anything off any of this. You want to help me? Join the Patreon. That's about the only monetization thing that we have. Just doing it because you got cool guys. Well, I appreciate it, Josh. Yeah, no, we're just doing it because this is our interest and we love helping people. And I'm so glad, Shane, that you've come along. Look, $2,800 is nothing to sneeze at, right? That's a vacation, right? You made like a vacation's worth of money there. That's
right. I mean, that's just free money that was out there that I wasn't making before.
Yeah.
So, and that's why too, when I look at how much money I've spent in Atlas Earth, to me, it's a net positive because I'm only doing these beer money apps because of Atlas Earth. If Atlas Earth didn't exist, I wouldn't be doing anything. In fact, I'd be losing money because I would still be spending money on like subscriptions for Yahtzee that I used to do and paying money to not watch ads. And now I'm getting paid to watch ads. It's funny how my life just completely switched 2 years ago from diving into Beer Money Network. So, it's been a net positive for me because I've never spent any money out of my personal finances on Atlas Earth or in anything for that matter, beer money related.
There's no need to, right? There are ways to have it all pay for itself and then make the money on top of it, right? And that's what we fully recommend.
Yep, my beer money takes care of my addiction to Atlas Earth.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had just been kind of just going off of you guys' messages and stuff, and I just logged in to see what the video was, just because IH kind of got me a little ticked off a little bit. Okay, and I just have to respond. IH, look, all right, Upper Echelon is not Verlicify, okay? Let's not talk about that here. She's not Verlicify, not even close. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah, we're not gonna.
Let's comment a little bit about this toll destroying channel thing. I don't think that someone can come in and destroy. I mean, excuse me for saying this, our channel, because this is built a little bit differently than some of the other channels out there.
Yeah,
a lot of us that are subscribers to the Beer Money Network, we're kind of loyal to Pharaoh and to AJ because they've given us something. They've helped us make money and stuff like that. That's going to be really tough for someone that's spreading lies and really not giving the full picture. Come in and just take them down, in my opinion. I mean, how would they pull me from liking these guys after I just mentioned they helped me make $2,800?
I do want to say this too, right? For what that's worth too. Upper Echelon does provide a service, even though it is not even though a lot of the times he's very much mistaken on certain things, he does hit the ball more times than not, unlike the other person you talked about, IH. So that's the other reason why I will just leave it at that, because I do not want to get to that person. All right. And the other thing too was, what was the other? Yeah, and the other thing too is I don't think that I don't really care about that. And I know he talks about too. He told me yesterday about Aria Realty and Guidebook Gaming, and they lost their channels because of him. Yeah, they were promoting Earth 2, and they had such weak. And look, I talked with my friend Eiley about this too. They made such weak ass arguments about why Earth 2 isn't a scam when it clearly, I wouldn't call it a scam. I call it a really bad business practice that's even worse than Upland. But by his definition is a scam, so we're going to go with that. Earth 2, the way that it works out there, Earth 2 is an absolute joke of an app with no defense. It is indefensible. You try to defend it to me, it is not defensible at all. Earth 2 is a complete joke, just like all the other Web3 virtual land bullshit apps out there. All right, the only one that has any credence whatsoever is Atlas Earth. And is not even close, and even they're not 100%. I'm sorry, Shane, but
you guys aren't even 100% Atlas Earth channel. I know a lot of your content evolves around Atlas Earth, but I came to you guys for the content of other things like Bridge Money, Benjamin, all these other apps that you guys have done reviews on. It's not just Atlas Earth. If Atlas Earth did come out to be a scam, I think you guys would still survive because you've got other things that you're promoting and helping people with.
Yeah, let's be real. And even in this just live stream that we've been talking, when an app turns, we say it right away. Like with Caden, right? Like it turned, right? So
wait till my video on that one tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll check out his video. But when it's no longer viable, we'll let you know, right? It's not something that we don't make anything from it to dig our heels in the sand to say continue going with this product, because we're not sponsored by any of these things. We just want to try to tell you what the thing to do is.
And wasn't it about a year ago, guys, where we were starting to question Atlas Earth? It wasn't until like Manny came on did we all of a sudden start feeling better, because Atlas Earth was starting to do some things that kind of made us question a little bit the direction of the company. And Pharaoh, I remember you were making comments on it in some of your videos. You guys will tell it as it is.
Yeah,
if
sure.
Atlas Earth was to start like leading backwards and start doing some questionable things, I think you're going to hear about it here.
Right. There was the longest time period where we didn't see any visible improvements or changes from Atlas Earth at all. It was a good year and a half where we were like twiddling our thumbs, like, okay, what we've got is all right, but we were promised so much more. And in fact, there's still a lot of promises that I'm expecting them to fulfill it one day, right? But they were just kind of sitting there, and it's really hard for most people to understand what was taking so long, right? They didn't understand that Atlas Earth basically had to redesign their entire back end to handle the amount of users that they were getting, because they were not expecting the amount of users that they got. They thought this was going to be a cool side project, because their main project at that time was Atlas Empires, right? And they were all in on Atlas Empires, and they kind of made Atlas Earth more of a, hey, wouldn't this be fun if we did this sort of scenario? Well, they did this, and it, even from their pre-sale with Atlas Master, I think Atlas Master spent something like $5,000 to $6,000 initially on the pre-sale of parcels, and that caught them off guard initially because they were not expecting it to be a thing. But even from the beginning, some people were like, all right, this is going to be something I'm going to want to participate in. And so they had to redo basically everything to account for the participation that they got. And it seemed like for a good year and a half that they weren't doing anything. But to redesign a back end in a way that it can be sustainable takes time, sustainable and scalable. Does take time, and they had to put a lot of time and effort, and I will give it to them that they did eventually do that. It frustrated the crap out of me, the amount of time that it took, but they did it, and we haven't really had that sort of issue since. We've had other issues, but we're not getting the same I can't log in issues and things like that happened because they couldn't back end scale. Sorry, Rand.
Their Discord was an absolute joke. I mean, they had their mods on there. You could ask them questions, and it might take them a week to respond if they ever did respond. And now we've got 5 different mods now on, and I'm one of them, on Discord. We've got a mod on Reddit as well. But now we've also got the support manager that's on there that we can hit up if we need to. We've got the marketing manager on there if we need to ask her questions. There's just so much more available to us now in the form of communication that we did not have a year ago. Like I said, Manning kind of jump started when the COO of the company just kind of came in and took over being a community manager on Discord and on Reddit. All of a sudden, that just opened up so much better communication, and it really helped. It helped ease our minds as far as the direction, because before we didn't know. We were just sitting here twiddling our thumbs, wondering if this app was going to make it or not, and now we really feel like it is.
Yeah, agreed. It's like I said to Pharaoh, it's firing on all cylinders, and I can't wait to see where the journey is going to take us. Do I think we're there yet? No. There are a lot of improvements that still need to be made. And frankly, a graphics improvement was not something that I nor anyone I knew asked for, but we're getting that apparently.
So did you watch the whole AMA, AJ? Did you watch?
I did.
So what are your thoughts are towards the end? So I mean, and this was a question that Pharaoh had asked as far as direction. Maybe Pharaoh's a better question for both of you, really. What are you guys' thoughts are on his vision of like making this like the next big like social media, or something that can compare with like Facebook? I think he mentioned Facebook as an app. What are your Sami seems to have huge plans, big plans. Now, whether or not he hits them all, but to me, if he hits half of them, this is going to be a really cool app.
So I mentioned this in my video. I think that it's very ambitious. I don't know if he's going to make it completely, but I appreciate the effort at least. So there's that. I mean, I think they could do it.
Even if he hits a percentage, he's no way he's going to hit his entire vision. I don't see that as being possible.
I think it's possible, actually. It's improbable, but possible. But I don't see but a lot of it is going to have to come down to, and the first thing I have to do is just get out of this reputation they have of being a metaverse Web3 style app. Because going back to the upper echelon video, a lot of the comments that were there were still considering Atlas Earth a Web3 app project. It is not.
All right.
So they need to get that image out first. They need to get rid of that reputation. They're starting, but it's still there. So they need to figure out a way to deal with that. The way that they've changed their wording around and started pivoting away from terms like metaverse and all that is a good start. They just need to keep going with that. It will take a bit, but they'll get there.
I just can't help but wonder how the whole virtual reality, because I've heard even Bo talk about it in a podcast with Bo. It seems like they're going down that stream of virtual reality coming within the app. It just makes me wonder how is all going to play out.
Well, to answer that, I think augmented reality might play some fun stuff in if they were going to do that in the virtual reality sense.
Did you see that podcast that I'm talking about with Bo?
No, I don't know that one, so I'll have to go look. Yeah, send me the link. I'll take a look at it later. But as far as social media, I don't need another social media app. Frankly,
I don't either.
I'm getting off a lot of the social media apps because honestly, I don't like them. Really, the only ones that I'm on frequently are Discord and maybe YouTube. I log into Facebook maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks to see if I have missed the message. I go into Twitter even less. I'm on Reddit daily, but I hardly ever comment. I just go read articles. I don't need another social media. I don't want another social media. So in that aspect, no, I don't like it. But to be successful, they need to get rid of the cringe. You've got to listen to me on this. They need to get rid of the cringe. Look, I know Derek's a great guy, but that whole cringe thing has got to end. It's awful. It's awful. There's no way it's gonna.
I'll answer your question, IH, regarding how's it different from Upland. The difference is that his main vision compared is to augment the reality around you, to go out and meet people around you. Whereas with Upland, they're just trying to build their entire world from scratch. That's the difference. One wants you to touch grass. The other one wants to touch virtual grass. That's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
For all the issues regarding social media and all that stuff, and I'm aware of your concerns, AJ, that is the difference between Atlas Earth's final vision and Upland's final vision. Atlas Earth wants you to touch grass. Upland wants you to touch virtual grass. That's the difference. Mm-hmm. So anyway.
I just don't need another social media app. I don't.
Yeah, and I think that was just a comparison as being the next big thing. I don't know if they really want to, although they are the whole community feed thing may have maybe social media-ish, but I don't see us really doing a lot of communication with each other within the app. I don't think they really want to go there. If they do, that opens up a whole another can of worms.
Yeah.
I think the whole comparison was being that next big thing.
Yeah, I mean, with the community feed thing, it has to point to me that they're thinking social media impact somehow, right? And I get what you're saying with the comparison of trying to be the next big thing. With these virtual world type scenarios, there's been many different players, and we talked about a couple of them already. Earth 2, Upland, and there's a couple of more. I'm blanking on them, but Sandbox or so. I don't remember them all. There's been a couple of them out there that have played around. You know, they were a big promise that I don't know if anybody's been asking for really. I'd rather them be what they are. Let me own my virtual parcel of this place. Maybe allow me to build a cool house or two. You know, I think it'd be a reward app, be socially, be casual, make it something attainable for the average person and nothing more.
And keep it fun.
Fun, yeah. I agree. I don't think we need anything more.
No, but I get the excitement around it. I know there's a lot of people asking for that community feed, and when it comes out, maybe it'll be big. I mean, but AJ, me and you may not care for it, but if other people do, and if it draws people to the app, well, great.
But remember, were you here in the beginning when everybody was saying that Atlas Earth needed to make a crypto coin too, right? So just because it was something that everyone was asking for doesn't necessarily make it the right move. I think I'd rather not be in a something that's more of a fad and associated with something that is thinking more longevity. And all those other things to me are fad. You still think AE is a terrible app. It barely works and nothing makes sense in it to me. Coming from someone that is all in on Upland? Dude, I gotta disagree with you. Nothing makes sense. You buy parcels, you make money. What doesn't make sense? Am I missing something?
Barely works. I had no problems with it.
Yeah, ever since they did that complete back end redesign, everything's worked more or less as advertised. There's laggy issues going on all over the place, but some of that may or may not be in their control, right? Because they're running everything in Azure, so it just might be connectivity issues. I can blame them and can't blame them. I do think their app needs to be less chatty, thus requiring less back and forth and causing less lag because of that. But besides that, I don't really have an issue. Look at the reputation of AE versus the reputation of other Web3 apps. Everyone is trashing AE left and right. Have they actually
trashing them because
played
they're popular now? They have more users than all of the Web3 app projects that you're in put together.
Yeah, I don't understand your comment at all. Yeah, I don't understand your comment. I don't think everyone's trashing AE. Those people that have actually played it, except to make a sensational video, if you understand the mechanics, it makes sense. If you don't understand the mechanics, come into the Discord server. We'll explain it to you. We get nothing for it, but you get education. We'll explain it to you. It's not that hard.
Yes, I agree. That there's always something that gets popular. You're always going to get some level of hate. Some people that just don't agree with it, don't like it. It happens, and a lot of times that spurs even more growth. Though people that just come out and even talk bad about it, it creates awareness.
Sure.
Negative publicity isn't always a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, half a pharaoh. No, actually, not half of Pharaoh's commenters on Beer Money Engine trash AE. That is not even close. I think his last response video had 2 or 3 negative comments out of many. So I don't think you're doing anything but yeah, I don't think what you're saying makes any sense.
They're in a weird place if they are trashing Atlas Earth, because I think Pharaoh's about half his videos are Atlas Earth.
Well, and
even Atlas Earth News has softened up. Like seriously. But like even he's softened up. He still hates Atlas Earth, and I get why. And I've talked about, this is a harder sell for international players. It just is. I'm sorry, but even he looks at my channel and sees that, I'm trying to tell people straight what Atlas Earth is and what you can make out of it. And I would be doing the same with all the other apps as well. The difference is you can actually make a decent amount of rewards app level money with Atlas Earth compared to Upland or Earth 2 or any other app that you're trying to throw me on. That's a Web3 project, by the way.
What? So IH, tell me what Web3 project besides Upland is worth spending my time and investment on. Tell me. Sure. Are you international? Is that why I've I travel a lot, and I'll be traveling again later this summer internationally, and I get it. It's a lot easier for me now that I've passed the 2x threshold everywhere, so I'm not really making less international. Where are you at, Sherry? I'm not really making less internationally anymore because I've hit that goal. Canada, yeah. So.
But look, AJ, right? This is what I'm trying to tell everyone. All right, you tell me when I tell lies on this on my channel. All right,
go ahead.
I don't bullshit around on my channel. I tell it to you straight, exactly what each app I'm looking at is, and sometimes I might get it wrong here and there. Although it seems like it's been very rare that I've gotten anything wrong, is what I'm told. But I'm pretty sure I got more wrong than I realize. But either way, and they realize too. But either way, I can guarantee you, Atlas Earth versus Upland and Earth 2, it is not a contest.
It's not even close.
It is not a contest between them. Upland, great proto Second Life kind of world that they're building, actually. And if they get it up to speed and they get their final vision going, hey, it might be a great place to go and spend your money, whatever you want to spend money on virtual stuff. If you want, go out there and have some fun. Go have fun with that. Go treasure hunt. Go do that stuff. Look, fine. All right. If that's what they want to build, that's fine. I'm saying that when Atlas Earth first came out, and you know this, IH, all right, because we talked about this, Upland came out saying they were an investment vehicle.
Yeah.
And then I heard Sheba back then, she was the community manager, exactly say, is it a game or is it an investment vehicle? I don't know. Maybe it's both. Do you remember that? Because I sure did. And I know that's what a lot of people were seeing there. That's why people are angry at them right now. That's why you have others that spent like several $100,000 on NFLPA legits in order to, and then find out that they're basically worthless.
Yeah, that one gets me.
Okay. I cannot even, I don't even understand why we're even having this discussion anymore in 2025 about which one is the better app out there.
Because some people are so spent on, they spent so much time and effort on Upland that they can't justify it not being what they spent all their money on. I think it's a sunk cost fallacy now.
And when it comes to upper echelon IH, right, this is the other one too. All right, first off, do not mention that other guy's name ever again. All right, comparing him to upper echelon is like comparing Atlas Earth to Honeygain. All right, stop it. Second. All right, upper echelon did hit very well with Earth 2 because Earth 2 is exactly what he said it was. It was a complete joke. Just because he didn't do his research on Atlas Earth does not mean that he deserves to have his reputation destroyed or whatever for one mistake. All right. And I'm not here to defend upper echelon. I don't really care about him. I unsubscribe to him, but that's for other reasons too, outside of Atlas Earth and outside of Honeygain even, and I won't talk about here. But he provides a service. He does his service fine. He does his service mostly fine. He's right about 80% of the time. And when he's wrong, and when he gets something really wrong like this, whatever, it's a mistake. People can make mistakes too, dude. just like you, we're going to Upland. All right, I've said my piece. This guy's getting me fired up today, and I'm trying to work on Kubernetes right now, and you guys are getting me all fired up and stuff.
Yeah, I think we've exhausted the Upland stuff.
So
going back to the international, Sherry, it's great to see you going for the 2x tier, because that's even for international players, well, especially for international players, that's where the real money is. When you get to that tier, you'll be making the same amount of money as us United States players are.
Rush.
And really, the beauty about Atlas Earth is you make the same amount as us during those super rent boosts, which is coming up in 2 days. Another one is. So, yeah, get those parcels. Get as many as you can, because those super rent boost days are going to be worth so much more to you than your normal boost. And you can forget about the tier chart, especially when you get up to that 2x.
Oh,
level.
yeah.
So
it's beautiful.
There's a way to make a little extra money, even if you are an international player. Mini games, there's some times where I get jealous of international players, because I would love to be able to go into a mini game, win a couple times, and win like 20 Atlas bucks. I can't do that in the United States. I got to play like almost the entire time just to hit top 500, because it's so doggone competitive here. I mean, we got like 10,000 players playing mini games here, and that's no lie, because I've measured it once. So, yeah, I mean, I get the top players. Yeah, they wish they had the United States, mini games, because they see what they're making compared to what we're making. But the amount of effort you got to put into it is just a ton. And we got some really good mini game players here. I mean, 2 of them are on this with me.
Yeah.
They usually hit top 25 consistently. Pharaoh sometimes even sneaks up into that podium once in a while.
Yeah, for casual players, gotta say the international effort is a lot easier. Like when I was in Mexico for 2 weeks, a couple of months ago, it was silly easy to make top 100. It was something I had to get like 10 or 12 wins. That's nothing, right? Granted, the payout was a lot less, but if for an international payout, it's pretty good, right? I would take it. I'll buy my parcel and I'll call it a day, right? But yes, the U.S. market is a little bit harder to get in the top tier, but it does pay. It does pay well when you've made it up to the top a couple times, Shane. So you know what the payout is. It's nice.
Oh yeah,
it's nice.
Been in the top 50 before. I've come close to top 25 in Racer, but yeah, it does. But you really got to put a lot of effort into it to get there.
Agreed. 100% agreed.
Because there's some really good players that hit like perfects. Like in golf today, there's going to be some guys I go up against that are going to hit 48 every single time. Pharaoh's one of them. Pharaoh will hit 48 almost every time I play him.
Drives me nuts.
Oh.
Drives me nuts. I've hit 48 twice in golf. I'm good. I just can't be, for whatever reason, I cannot get a 48 every time.
I can count on one hand how many times I've beaten Pharaoh in anything. And I think one was because he bugged out or something. Hey, question for you though, AJ.
Sure.
Any minigame live streams planning? Michael's asking that.
That's a very good question. Yeah, I've been having some issues trying to find good streaming software, but I think this one has turned out pretty well. So I might come back to this and maybe I'll do Thursday. I might have the time available on Thursday to come and do that. So yeah, stay tuned, Michael. Yeah, I love doing the live streams. I love having people on, and it turns into a mini AMA anyway. People ask us what's going on. Happy to answer everything's going on with that too. But yeah, I think we'll probably maybe Thursday. Maybe I can convince Shane or Pharaoh to join me there as well.
You actually said something I agree with. YouTube is about making drama.
Yeah.
That's how you make money on here. I agree with that. You make drama, you come up with conspiracy theories. People like watching a train wreck, and that's what it gathers attention. So you did make a good point there.
That's not long-term success, though.
It isn't.
The reason why I'm making the responses the way that I do is, one, I have no quarrel with whatever he's saying. I unsubscribe ultimately for completely different reasons. And second, I feel like it favors me more and it favors others more if I don't insult their intelligence and tell them, look, this is how it is, and that's all y'all need to know out of it, because I don't want to cause drama. I'm not here to cause drama. I did that before. All right, we're here to make money. I'm here to talk about making money and living life, basically. And I know I'm stuttering a little bit because, like, I'm getting tired. I'm speaking like a broken record today with you, man. Seriously, what the fuck? I'm getting tired of people telling me, you got to do this, you got to do that. I'm doing things my own way. All right, this is the way I want to do them, because this, I think, is going to lead to longer term success than having to just pick a fight with every YouTuber every month with something, with some issue. That's why, I know a lot of people think it's controversial that I treat people say, and I know you said this too, that I treat Atlas Earth News with kid gloves. And it's like, I don't treat him with kid gloves. I treat him like he's just a normal guy in chat, because that's what he is. He's just a normal person. He has his own criticism about Atlas Earth.
Some of them are valid.
And some of them are valid, especially for international players. And he deserves a voice every bit as much as everyone else. I know a lot of people are angry at me that I don't really start fighting him and all that. There's no reason to fight. And look, he's come around a little bit too. He's a honestly, overall, in the grand scheme of things, he's overall a pretty decent guy, if you ask me. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that. But he's just a guy that happens to dislike Atlas Earth and especially dislike Manning. That's it.
Yeah, he did dislike Manning.
That's not anything for me to start a fight over, guys. All right, it's special. It's somebody that needs to have his voice heard too, and all your voices too, including you, by the way. IH, you are an Atlas Earth critic as well. All right, I welcome all voices on my channel, and and anyone who's willing to take my analysis in and take it to their own analysis and to do their own research as well.
Look, I agree with Pharaoh. Look, anybody is welcome to kind of state their opinion, but all I ask for is discourse. Let's talk, right? Name calling, ad hominem attacks, straw men, things like that just don't belong in this. Like, look, we are trying to do what is best for the community at large. We might disagree whether or not something is good or not, or if one app is better than another, but let's talk out the points, let's figure it out, and present the facts as they are, and we'll let you as the consumer decide what the way they want to go. Again,
by the way,
I get nothing from it. So what do I care?
By the way, I should mention this too, and I didn't tell you this, by the way, IH, when we talked on DM. There was I got a couple comments and emails so far from fans of Upper Echelon telling me that they saw my channel, they saw my video, and they expected me to be like Arya, like you said, Arya Realty and all that. And they were shocked at how I gave a balanced viewpoint of Atlas Earth. I talked about exactly what Upper Echelon got right. I talked about what he was misguided on. I showed the math, and I talked about his Honeygate endorsement, why I called him out on it, and I showed the receipts. That's literally exactly what I was trying to do. They like that. It was no bullshit and all that. More of them now are, and now 2 of them are subscribed to my channel because of that. All right. It's because I'm not causing a scene. It's because I'm not trying to win any internet points. I'm here to just tell you the facts as they stand it. If Atlas Earth was a scam, I would just say he's right 100%, and that would be the end of it. All right, but it's not. It's not anything like Earth 2. That's why I went and defended it, and especially with his alternative. I even mentioned there too, I was actually going to bring AJ on and us do a little discussion on it originally before I heard the Honeygate endorsement. And then it became a little bit more serious for me to talk about it. That's the reason why I did it, because a lot of what he said mirrors my own concerns with Atlas Earth that I've talked about here, that Shane usually yells at me at once in a while. Okay?
Look.
That's what, okay, so that's what I'm saying is like, and I think now more people are, and when are you going? Look, when are you finally going to get on board and realize that I know what the hell I'm doing with this channel? Okay. Like I'm not going to cause a scene. I'm not going to cause drama. There's a reason for that, because this is for the Beer Money Engine is meant for long-term success, so that people can try to earn a little bit of money and optimize some of their time that they want to go sitting in the toilet, laying down in bed at night before they go to sleep, stuff like that. Just no more than an hour a day, and just living life and being happy. Right? That's what this is about.
Making money while pooping. I'm glad you got that one.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm just kind of, I'm tired of this whole, like, I need to do certain things because my channel's moving slowly and all this other stuff. It's about the long term. It's about the vision for the future. It's not about trying to score points. And I know that with Atlas Earth, I'm on the right side on this one. Yeah. Where I tell people, if you want to make money, and especially if you are an idle incremental game or a geocache game lover, you're going to love Atlas Earth. If you see it as too boring, if you see it as too much of a grind, you're going to hate it. And that's it. That's all you need to know. It might not be for you, and Atlas Earth might not be for everyone. You know what? That's okay.
Agreed. That's probably the most sensible.
I've got other options for you too if you want to learn how to make money. There's Cashwalk as well, by the way. Cashwalk, pretty solid app. You should go check it out. Make money while walking. Get yourself fit. I'm gonna start doing that. But it's about long-term success. It's about the long-term success of the channel, not trying to make it win internet points with someone. That's all. Okay, I'm sorry, AJ. I didn't mean to.
I'm sorry. I thought you were done your rant. That's why I jumped in. I'll let you rant how you're going to rant. But look, to me, the most honest thing here is like, look, we're going to tell you whether or not something is worth your time and effort, or if we think it is. We're not going to hide it for political internet points, I guess is what Pharaoh is calling them, because look, that's fun and entertaining to watch, but that's not why people come to Pharaoh. That's not why people come to me. It's not to get entertainment per se, although we hope we are entertaining. We're here to give you the information so that you guys can make the choices you need to make, what is best for you. And if Atlas Earth is not the app for you, that is fine. It doesn't have to be your app. It can be something nice that somebody else does, and there might be other apps that are better for you. Like, people are talking about Cashwalk. I use Cashwalk. I don't think it's as great as other people, but that is something that I disagree with other people, and that is fine. Do I still do it? Yes, sure. I still think it's beneficial. I just don't think it's as great as other people. Is Atlas Earth for you? No, may not be. Fine, don't watch the ads. Fine, but you're going to watch the ads with Cashwalk. You're going to watch the ads with most of these apps out there. That's how they are making their money, and that's how you are going to make their money. You're watching ads with any games that you're playing now, and these days, even the ones you pay for. You're watching ads now for your movie channels that you are now paying for, even though you paid for no ads. You're still getting them now. It's just happening. It's just happening, so I'd rather get paid for it. So
can't drive anywhere without not seeing billboards, or listen to the radio without hearing commercials, or watch television, watch your baseball game and not watch. I mean, ads are everywhere. What I like about Atlas Earth and some of the other Beer Money apps is I can get paid for them. I don't even have to watch them. I just hit view or hit play and let them go on and do something else while they run on my device, and collect the rewards for it. So yeah, AJ's right. At least you're getting something back when you're watching these ads. There was a question on here concerning.
Let's go back to that 1 second. I want to address that too, Shane. To me, the secret hack for this is get a second device to play the ads on that is not your primary device. Get a cheap Android from Target on clearance. I don't care, right? Pay the $50 one-time sunk cost. Yeah. Like, I'm doing multiple ones right now, right? Get a cheap one to do that with, right? watch your put your ads on that. Play that. You don't even have to watch it. You can do whatever you want. I'm playing the zombie mining game on my main phone right now. Right? You know, do what you want on your main phone. Have a secondary, tertiary phone. Do it all. Right? You don't actually need to watch all the ads. They just need to be playing. All right. So. Sorry, yeah, that was my piece I was going to add in. Shane, go ahead and go wherever it is you're going to go with it now.
Well, someone asked a question about what your guys' thoughts are on, like, let me go back and read it. Something about Bitcoin. Future efficiency, use case, etc. of Bitcoin. I think the answers you're going to get here, Dooman, about the virtual currency is when we're getting it for free, it's awesome. Because when we're earning it through apps, like there's some mining apps out there that give us cryptocurrency.
Ember.
Some of them is in form of Bitcoin.
I love Ember.
And it's great.
Yeah, earn it.
Going out and buying it, get involved in the investing of it. That's not my. I don't know. No. You know, maybe these guys.
No, I don't.
We're all about getting for free. Shane's right. Get it for free.
Too high of a risk, too volatile for the average person. I understand that Bitcoin's been going up and it might continue to go up, but in my opinion, like, you know, that's something that other people can direct you on. That's not something that I would rather talk about, and I don't really care for it because a lot of people use them for scams anyway. So,
no, yep, agreed. Shane's exactly right. Get your free crypto. I'm sorry, get your free crypto from wherever. I personally love Ember. You hit a button, you get at least 12 sats an hour, more if you refer people, whatever. It's super easy. All right. Sogwolf says, I come here for AJ's love of rock, paper, scissors, right? Yes. I love rock. I love rock. I don't know. Rock, paper, scissors is an awful game. I die every time I play it. I only do it just enough to get the challenge accomplished for the challenge ladder. I can't. It is awful. There's no strategy. It's awful. I hate it. I hate it so much.
As far as the crypto is the future, it might be. We're just not here to discuss it as far as being an investment piece for it.
Not really an investment channel per se.
The future, who knows? I mean, the thing with Musk was really getting involved with politics made me wonder that Dogecoin would really start taking off. Maybe they'll start replacing the penny with stuff like with crypto and stuff. You never know where technology is going. It could very well be.
But I'm not here to speculate on that, though. Right?
Yeah, me neither.
I only care about what it's in terms of like when we're recommending different apps or things to participate in that pay out in crypto. It's what is that worth now, and how much am I going to make out of it now? Assuming all things stay equal, right? This is not an investment channel. I have my opinions on certain crypto coins and whatnot, but that's better for a one-on-one discussion.
I pay attention to the value of Bitcoin only because I've got money that I've earned through the ZBD wallet. That is also kind of like a beer money app as well. Although I deposit a lot of my mining gains into ZBD, but it's also got some things you can do to get SAT, which is the micro Bitcoins. So that's the only reason why I even pay attention to it, just because I had seen what the value of that money is. But that's I've gotten all of that for free, all of it. Whether either I'm watching ads for it or I'm playing some mining game, it's I didn't pay a dime for any of that other than my time.
Yeah, and some of that again you have on a secondary phone, so it can just run while you're doing whatever else anyway. So yeah. Yeah, Walmart has phones for $30. Yeah, most of them are decent enough to do some of these apps like Cashwalk or even Atlas Earth or whatever on. You just let it sit, and yeah, you don't even need to activate the phones in terms of being on the network. You just need to log into them. When I was doing
I bought this.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say when I was on Coin, I had 15 phones and stuff like that I was running at the same time. Again, not against the terms of service. And about half of them were the Target clearance specials that, I'm walking through Target, they have their clearance electronics. I always look through that to see if there's anything interesting. I'm like, oh, they're selling this phone for $20. I just got my next phone for doing Coin on. That's before they were bad. Anyway,
if you are on like iOS platform, like if you have an Apple phone now and you don't have an Android, I do recommend. I mean, I bought this Samsung. It's an Android phone off of eBay. I paid $60 for it. One of the best $60 I spent, because now I can do other Beer Money apps on this Android that are Android based. For example, Free Cash is one. You can do Free Cash on any platform, really, but on Android, they've got an app for Android, and you can do what's called Tapjoy, which is some easy links that you click on and earn money for. That in itself paid for it, and then I did throw Cashwalk onto it as well, so that way I can double dip on Cashwalk. But I do recommend, because there are some apps that are only available, and vice versa too. If you have Android, consider getting yourself a used iPhone, because there are some apps that you can only do on iOS. Caden was one of them, but the jury's still out on that. So right. Don't get it for that, for sure.
The one thing with Cashwalk on Android, right, is of course that actually the
better deal.
The cash out is better on Android, which is odd in the industry, because it's usually, if it's going to be different, it's usually the other way around. But Cashwalk pays out better on Android. So if you're going to do Cashwalk on any, I would say go ahead and do that on Android.
Yeah, Android, you get 3,000 is all you need for the cash out. And I've been doing 2 to 3 a month off my Android.
That's pretty good.
It's worth it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's $10-15 a month for just walking.
Something you're doing anyway, or for healthy reasons.
Yeah, and I am running some ads on it. It is one of my ad farms that I'm running, but it's not many.
But it's also not your main phone either.
No, it's not. You're right. I throw this in my pocket while I'm walking.
Are you allowed multiple accounts on Coin? I haven't touched it in so many years. Well, the answer is, according to the terms of service and according to support, yes, you were allowed to, but they were very vague on the number that was allowed. And apparently there's some hidden number that if you go above, they don't like, but they'll never tell you. And your efforts to get an answer to that will go unanswered, or they'll specifically say they're not going to answer that. So the answer is yes, with caution. Yeah. Or at least it was. I actually haven't looked at the terms of service in about a year and a half, so it may have changed. So please do your own homework on that.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. You don't have to have a super fancy phone to run Beer Money apps. In fact, my iOS devices, this one is an 11, and my main one's a 12. I've got older iOS devices. I haven't gotten a new phone yet. I hate to, because, man, I got to transfer all this stuff over. But you don't need expensive, fancy phones to run any of this stuff, really.
My son, who just turned of age to be able to do Atlas Earth, we're running that on an iOS 8 device. It doesn't work great.
Wow, an 8.
Yeah, it's not fantastically blazing fast, but it runs. It's good enough for him to watch and add, to even participate in games for like maybe 10 minutes before the phone heats up way too much for it. But it happens.
Okay, that's the downside. My 12 gets really hot while running mini games on it. So I keep my iPad handy for when it gets overheated.
I have a phone chiller that I now keep at my desk when I play mini games to cool the phone down. that is a downside.